So we are going to create a replica set in which there will be three nodes. One first is the primary instance, which is on localhost, which is on my Windows system, which I'm going to install it right away. It will be on the default port 27010. Then we will create two more secondary instance, which will be 27020 and 27030. So I have already downloaded the binary, and it is there in my system. So let me install the MongoDB 4.4. So this is MongoDB 4.4. This is the latest version. Just accept the license complete version I'm going to install. We are going to run the MongoDB service as a service. And let me see if it already exists. C drive / program files. Open it because I have done installation earlier, so just wanted to make sure that the earlier one is removed. Yeah, it is removed. Just give this location, just say next and next, and this will be installed within no time. Once it is installed, we'll just uh, check the Mongo shell prompt and we'll see if it is coming up properly or not. This should not take more than 30 seconds or so. In the meantime, what I will do is I'll go to command prompt and I'll open a command prompt, run as administrator. And once the installation finishes, we'll check whether this Mongo shell it is completed. Now just say Mongo. All right, just say show DBs. Yes, we have the database created as a result of the installation. So our this thing is correct. So what I'm going to do is, so I have noted down everything in a notepad. So what we are going to do as a first step is we are going to create two more directory structure. One is data1 and another is data2. And we'll create the data file and this thing location over there. So I'm going to say mkdir C drive / data1 / db. Here we are going to store the data files of first secondary node, and in log we are going to store the log file, and in config folder we are going to um, store the configuration file. This is for the first secondary slave which we are going to create, and then we will have to do the same for the second one, data2, and this should be data2. Let's go back to the system and see if this exists or not. Go to C drive, and what we are going to do is we have already created data1 which has three folder: config, db, and log. Now we are going to create the um, data2 with three subfolders. Let's cross check if it has come up or not. Data1, and where is data2? This is the data2, and these are the three folders. Okay, done. The next step, what we are going to do is we are going to create the configuration file for the first secondary slave and then second secondary slave. So what we will say is just clear the screen, and we'll navigate to cd C drive / data1 / config, and just say notepad and mongodb.cnf. Okay, the pad is open. Just save it, and we'll say 3 dbpath equal to, then log path equal to, and the last one is port So the second instance, which is for the first secondary slave, we are going to mention the location as C drive slash data1 slash db. And for log path, we are saying C drive slash data1 slash log slash mongo dot log. And port for the second node is 27020. This for the second instance, 270. And in the similar way, cd to data2 config folder and create a notepad with the mongodb.cnf. And again, all the three dbpath equal to c drive slash data2 slash db. Then we have log path equal to c drive slash data2 slash log slash mongodb dot log. And finally the port it is 27030. Just save it. Yes, so now what we are going to do is we have to stop the service of the master node, and then we have to start the service with the replica set parameter. So what we'll go to services.msc and we'll look for MongoDB 4.2, 4.4, refresh it. Yeah, so this is MongoDB 4.4. It is not visible. You can right click, go to properties and see it is 4.4. Now let's stop this. Once it is stopped, we'll start it in the daemon mode with the replica set parameter. So this is the first thing which we are going to do. And cls cd slash. Now what we will say is mongod hyphen hyphen db path, and in the single quotes we will mention the location of the db path. Go to C drive, program files, and MongoDB server 4.4 data. This is my location for the data files. So just put this over here. And then we will have to give hyphen hyphen log path, single quote. Instead of data, we'll say log slash mongodb.log, and then hyphen hyphen port. It is running on 270. It was running on 27017 hyphen hyphen uh, storage engine engine equal to wired tiger, which is the default mode from 4.0 onwards. And then we will say hyphen hyphen journal journal, and then hyphen hyphen replica set. We'll give the name test rep. Okay, so we have given MongoDB hyphen hyphen db path, the location, then hyphen log path, the location, then hyphen hyphen port, storage engine, journal, replica set, and if everything is fine, this will get started. This is started. Now open another terminal, command prompt, execute as administrator. And what we will do is we will execute Mongo shell from here with port mongo hyphen hyphen port 27017, because this is our master or primary instance. So just press enter. if you say show DBs, now we have started it as replica set whose name is rep set. So if I say show DBs, it is showing it is not master slave. Okay, just clear the screen and then we will add the configuration. So we will say rsconf equal to, in curly brackets we will say underscore id colon quotes test wrap uh, quotes comma members members colon, then in square brackets we'll say, and then curly brackets, then underscore id colon 0. I'll explain what I'm going to type. Host colon localhost localhost colon 27017 quotes square bracket and then curly bracket. So we are saying create a replica set configuration with underscore id colon equal to, okay, I haven't, I should have, uh, okay, underscore id colon test rep members colon, we are saying it is the first member whose id is 0, host is local host, and the port number is 27017. Just press enter and then we will initiate it. We'll say rs dot initiate, and what we have to initiate, we have to initiate this configuration, so we'll say rs conf, close it, and yeah, okay, one cluster name is I think it is looking fine. It is still showing secondary. Just press enter and it is showing now it is primary node. And now say show DBs. So we have altered our the only instance which is running on Windows as the primary instance or primary node. Now what we will do now is we will instantiate two nodes which will be the secondary node now. So let's open one more command prompt. Okay, that's already utilized. So let's go to command prompt, and the way we have started the first node, we will be starting the second and the third node as well. Okay, let me resize it. Right. So we'll say mongo d, then we will say hyphen hyphen dbpath, and what is the dbpath location? It is C drive slash data1 slash db quotes, then we will say hyphen hyphen log path, it's equal to, or it's the location is C drive slash data1 slash log slash mongo slash dot log quotes hyphen hyphen port. The port which we have mentioned it for it is 27020, and then we will say hyphen hyphen storage engine equal to wired tiger hyphen hyphen journal, and then hyphen hyphen we will say uh, replica set name is test rep. So what this will do, this will instantiate our first node. So our first secondary node is this one, the slave node. This is the first slave node, and this will be populated. So as of now, you can see this is blank. So the moment we enter, so what this is doing, mongo d hyphen hyphen db path c drive data1 db log path we have given, then we have given port, then we have given storage engine, then general replica set is test rep. and you can see that this is getting populated. So this is filling up because it is replicating the data. In the same way, we will do it for the second slave. We'll go to command prompt, right click, run as administrator, and we will populate the second uh, instance as well. So this is data2 and db. As of now it is blank, so just say cd/cls, and we'll say MongoD. It is MongoD dbpath. It is C drive slash data2 slash db log path C drive slash data2 slash log slash MongoD slash dot log, and then port. It is 27030, and storage engine. We have to mention the default engine, which is wired tiger, and then journal we will say replica set replset test rep, and this should be fine now. Yep. Now let's go back to the folder and see if it is getting populated or not. Yeah, it is getting populated. So we have populated the data. Now what we will do is we will go back to the command prompt of MongoD on primary instance, and we will add these two nodes. That's the important point which we have to perform. So if we say show DBs, this is fine. And if we say rs dot status, it will show that there is only config version, config source, and it is showing the member. There is only one member at this point of time, and we have to add two more members. So what we will say is rs replica set, and the command is add. What do we need to add? We need to add a host whose host name is localhost. That means it is existing on the same host where I'm working. The port number is 27020 quotes, and then we will close it. Oops. Just say show DBs. So this should be RS status. So this should show us, okay, this is showing underscore ID1 is also added with 27020, and the first one is primary. This is secondary. Now we will add the last one in this series, and localhost 27030. So just remember that before you initiate this, add this, the data should be available. Just add this as well, and once it is added, we'll say RS status, and you can see that the third node is also state. So ID underscore 2 with the port number 27030, and this is 27017. This is the primary. This is first secondary. This is second secondary, and that is it. Now what we have, we are near the final of this, so we'll go to the command prompt of okay, let's open one more command prompt. We'll go to cmd and we will check whether the secondary is also identifying itself as the secondary or not. So we'll say mongo, let's resize it. So we are trying to identify first secondary node as the slave. So we'll say mongo hyphen hyphen port 270 So you can see that it is identifying it as secondary. And if you say show dbs, it is saying not master and slave. So we have to tell that you are the slave. So we'll type a command rs replica set dot slave. Okay, that means you are okay to be a slave. Just say enter and just say show devious. So you can see that this has worked fine. Now what we will do, we will uh, open up one more prompt, command prompt for the second secondary node, which is the last slave in this configuration. Just resize it and just say CLS and we'll say Mongo, and we are starting the um, Mongo shell for third node. So it is 27030. Okay, it is already identifying it as the secondary, but the moment you say show DBs, it should be able to identify it. No, it is not saying that not master and not slave. So we'll say rs dot slave. Okay, and that is it. Now say show DBs, that means now we have the configuration which is working perfectly fine. So what we will do now is we will create a database on the primary, and then we will see whether it is getting replicated properly or not. So all of them are having 3 databases at present. So we will add one database and we'll see. So it is also the first secondary is also having 3 databases, and the last one is also like that. Show DBs. Now let's do the testing, and for that we are going to create a database, and this is my primary. You can see the prompt over here, primary, and the port 27010 27017. Now let's say let's create a database. We'll say replica testing. Okay, we are into that. Now let's create a what do you say, employee collection in that, EMPLOYEE, and we will say insert one document, and round bracket, then curly bracket, and we'll give the field name as name and its value as v, and let's close it out and just press enter. Yeah, so db.employee, and then it is inserted. Let's add one more. Okay, we have 2 inserted. Now let's say show DBs, and you can see that replica testing database is created on the primary node. Now let's check it on the first secondary. Just say show DBs, and you can see replica testing database created or replicated on first secondary slave. This is using the op logs, and then the last one in this series, just say show DBs. It is the replica testing is now replicated. This is how do we do the replication, or how this is how we perform the replication in MongoDB. So everything is created on a single a node that is on my system, and we have created three instances, which are one is primary and two are secondary slave. They are replicating. The primary is sending the op logs to both the secondary, and all the three are in sync. That means primary is sending all the logs to secondary. I hope this is going to help, and thanks for watching.